Javelins, freelancers, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another update from Anthem Universe. I am but one of your hosts, Ogaz, and today we are talking the Anthem live stream, of course, that's just passed us with Ben Irving and Jesse Anderson, and it was very exciting to see and hear the information for the new update coming on March 12. Now, of course, the patch notes for that update won't be released until later, but for now, we got some good insights, at least about 20 things that I could identify that we're going to be taking away from today and will summarize in today's video. Hope you have been well, freelancers. We have been very busy leveling up to level 30. Let's take a look at some of these updates. Number one, the patch, as I said, is coming on March 12, and they have mentioned that you're looking in excess of 300 different types of adjustments and fixes that have been included in this run. On the basis of that, I think this will be a big update, but of course that doesn't mean 300 individual bugs have been squashed, I should add. That just means variables have been adjusted across the board in order to achieve a better outcome for some of the problems they're having. Number two, they've mentioned the PS4 hard drive crashing issue. Now, they are aware of that, of course. Chad Robertson had posted about that only recently on Twitter, and they are mentioned they are working very closely with the Sony team. The general issue itself can be rectified if it needs to be by powering the PlayStation 4 back on, and they've mentioned that it is safe to do so after conversations with Sony. I suspect we'll hear more about that very, very soon. Number three, the Level 1 Defender. Now, this gun is raising all sorts of eyebrows right now due to its high damage output, in particular relating to a bug that they are aware of and are addressing. Now, it has been fixed for the update for 12th of March, but currently the damage output for that gun far exceeds what it should be. I'll just leave it at that. Number four in the patch list is relating to expeditions. Now, this is a very, very, very important quality of life improvement. The fact that you can now join an expedition from anywhere inside Tarsis. I cannot wait myself for that one, and that will be very exciting, I think, for a lot of you. To be fair, it's actually something I thought was going to happen in the first place. We saw the prompts way back in November and December, the on-screen prompts of being able to engage with expeditions from other locations inside Tarsis. At least that's what I thought it was. Unfortunately, it never actually panned out. This is what I thought we were going to get from the beginning, so very exciting. That is on its way. Number five, they are still monitoring the inscriptions and the drop rates. Now, that won't be great news for a lot of you. I know those that are running at GM2, GM3 are struggling with the legendary drops and are finding that, let's just say, it's not very generous. Bio are not being very generous in this space. They are, of course, aware of that, but I guess they're still monitoring feedback. They're looking at posts and they're getting feedback from the Reddits and the Twitters, etc. So if you are particularly vocal or you're in that situation, jump on and leave your feedback. Or, as I've mentioned in the past, take your time, or better yet, just chill for a couple of days, play other games and enjoy yourself. Number six, I mentioned a moment ago, Inscriptions. Now, there's going to be an update. In fact, it's already there, I should say, on Reddit. And it's an update from the BioWare Weapons team talking about the details and idiosyncrasies of the Inscriptions. I'll include that link in the comment section, but I think it's a very, very good summary, and no doubt we'll be taking a look at that at Anthem Universe very, very soon. Number seven, crash recovery of your Javelin. The animation frames that occurred when you fall or crash from your Javelin have been rectified and improved. The delay with those animations was significant and causing a bit of frustration. That has now been pulled back a little bit, and I think most of us will be very, very pleased with that. Number 8, the team are also looking at crash and stability issues. Some of you have had those on consoles. I most certainly have had those on PC, from anything in Strongholds to Freeplay to even walking around in Tarsis to even in cinematics. It hasn't been a fun ride, and obviously they're looking at the stability of the game to improve upon that further. Number 10, many improvements have been made to Quickplay. Now, this will be pleasing for a lot of you. They have admitted to not necessarily fixing every single absolute bug in Quickplay, but they have suggested 7 or 8 scenarios that they feel they have addressed well, and by and large, most of people's concerns with Quickplay, that is to say, when you're getting backfilled or when you're joining halfway through broken Quickplay sessions, that this should cease moving forward. Fingers crossed that does occur, because again, I think up with the bugs and crashes, the Quickplay issue has been a significant one for many, many freelancers. Number 10, the Freeplay server shutdown notification that some of you know that are used to seeing. It's usually, I think, an hour and 50 minutes or something that tends to pop up. Most of you are usually probably out of your given session before that occurs anyway. But they have changed that notification. It will not appear anymore, or at least it will appear much closer to when the server is actually shutting down. Number 11, common and uncommon items will be removed from your level 30 gameplay loop. That will be very exciting for a lot of us. We have been waiting for that to occur and hoping it would occur sooner, but it's good to see that finally you're not going to be seeing any of the common and uncommon drops in your level 30 run-throughs. Very, very cool. Number 12, the random Quickplay Strongholds that we know and loved will be reintroduced. So obviously the issues and bugs that were occurring with those have been rectified, and you will see the Quickplay options, of course, with the Strongholds for the patch. Number 13, the mouse button, which I believe is mouse button 4 on your mouse, is no longer bound to the back buttons for PC players. That was causing some of us a bit of grief, has been addressed. Very, very cool. Number 14, problems with respawning behind blocked off walls has been rectified. So that is relating specifically to people when you spawn behind any stage gates or blocked walls. I myself had this bug only 24 hours ago in the Heart of Rage, and it left me raging, as it usually does when you get to see your fellow counterparts battling out with you incapable of joining. It has been rectified. Looking forward to that fix for March 12. Very, very cool. Number 15, the ultimate bars that were bugged at load-in, where you'd see a full bar, has been rectified. That pretty much says it all. Number 16, Colossus can charge through all the destructible items you throw in its wake. That is a good fix and very, very welcomed. Number 17, you essentially can now use your abilities to prime the Titan. Now, of course, in the past, we know that some of your abilities, those special abilities, have been very useless against the Titan. They have mentioned they will play a far greater impact in your battles against the Titans as of the next patch. Very good to hear. Number 19 relates to the Ranger in particular. The Grenadier component now reduces the cooldown of your grenades, which is what it should have done, of course, in the first place. Number 20, there's been a slight buff to the base damage of Masterwork weapons. That, of course, allows for your better capabilities in the higher difficulties. And those were the main conversations throughout the stream. Of course, there were a couple of questions, one in particular which I think gave another fantastic and exciting piece of news, and that is to say that the 30-second timer for going down will be introduced as of March 12 as well. Now, they've removed a lot of respawn restricted areas, not all of them. There are a few that are tied to certain mission parameters, but they've removed as many as they could and introduced the 30-second timer in case your friends, your so-called friends, fail to revive you in due course. The last piece of news from the stream relates to the next content drop. They've mentioned that there are still many things, of course, in March, as we know, based on the 90-day roadmap plan that we've seen in the past. And of course, more news and confirmation and discussion will be expected on those soon. They also mentioned, lastly, that the streams they're aiming to continue for a fortnightly schedule. I think it's going to be important to maintain the transparency and the open communication I think they've had with us to this point. Very, very exciting. Guys, keep it positive. I hope you've enjoyed the recap. Jump in the Discord and check out the Anthem Universe community, which is discord.anthemuniverse.com. Jump onto Twitter to catch up with us there, which is at Anthem Universe. And I'm going to leave it there. I am Ogaz for Anthem Universe and Javelins, freelancers. We will see you next over the wall.